Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. For his double honors, go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who deserve double honors. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways, across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. All right, Shabbat Shalom to all. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And lo and behold, it's like with all these things happening, all the prophecies that are being fulfilled, wow. And you have to wonder, there's still people out there that just don't get it. This is another one. This is in Europe. This is across the pond. All right. It says Europe's anti-hate laws and arrest a warning for free speech in U.S. Again, this is something we always, on occasion, come out with Amos 8 and 11. Let's get it. Let's straight to the scripture. Because this, people, is coming. It's virtually already here. You know, these demons in your houses of representatives. And I said it that way on purpose because that's what they are. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Notice the heading here. It says the coming day of bitter mourning. All right. See, we're doing this. We're following, let me get that out of the way, Ezekiel 3rd chapter. All right. We're getting the blood off our hands. We're warning you. Habakkuk 2nd chapter. You know, we're standing on our watch. All right. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High Yahweh. Now get a load of this, what I'm about to read you. This goes a little beyond. This is a precursor. This is heralding something else that's worse that's coming down the pike. All right. It says, this is New York Post, originally, by way of Newsbreak here. This week, the arrest of British Catholic woman for praying outside an abortion clinic has attracted international attention. But the jailing of Isabel Vaughan Spruce, director of anti-abortion group March for Life, UK, is neither surprising nor particularly rare as a denial of free speech in Great Britain. It is also a cautionary tale for those in the United States. You know, we're exceptional. Whoever bought into that bullshit, but don't worry. You're going to find out just how exceptional you are. It says, it is also a cautionary tale for those in the United States, which is facing arguably the largest anti-free speech movement in its history. I hope you all, this past voting cycle, are beginning to see what actually is going on here with the last presidential election. You know, that stuff, you know, I'm not involved in any of that, but you can see, you know, what's going on nonetheless. This is why we're encouraged not to get involved in this, because as far as we're concerned, it's not going to help us either way. All right. It's just a show, a shit show at that. It says pictures from Birmingham show Vaughan Spruce, 45, simply standing near the abortion clinic, silently praying when an officer confronts her. She was not blocking access or displaying any protest signs or material. Nevertheless, she was arrested, jailed, interrogated, and ultimately charged with 4 counts of violating the abortion clinic buffer zone. So now these murderous bastards, they have a buffer zone. Can you not see why the scripture Job 9 and 24 is on point? All right, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. If not, who and where is he? According to reports, the West Midlands police officer asked her, "Are you praying?" She responded, "I might be praying in my head, but not out loud." That was it. She was arrested for praying in her head. near an abortion clinic. Get the fuck out of here. She didn't cause a ruckus. Like I said, she wasn't displaying any signs of any kind. She wasn't blocking traffic. Policeman just asked her, "Are you praying?" First of all, what? Wow, I mean, the audacity. All right. See, this is the little things that add up to big things. And what I'm getting at here is Daniel 12:1 is there for a reason. All right. So I can. You talking about some petty ass shit. All right. If this is any indication, of course, ultimately, they're coming after us. All right. All this is a warm up for them as practice. All right. For what they're going to do with us. All right. Because it's clearly evident here. All right. No one likes the truth. This is a heavily wicked world. All right. And from the reactions that I'm seeing on behalf of the elites, all right, they're really nervous, they're scared because they can sense, all right, that their time is up. And this is how they're responding. Are you praying? Which brings up something else. Let's get right at it. This is Matthew for you Jakes. All right. If something like that happens, use wisdom. This is Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Now, she told him the truth. All right, but you have to understand, again, this world is against the truth. This is some weird, awkward. Are you praying? No, I was just admiring the architecture and the design of the place. Use wisdom, people. Listen to what she went through. Let's see. Extremity of views. A recent order from September 7th made clear that praying, it says it made clear that praying near an abortion clinic is now a criminal act in the country. The Birmingham City Council order says that prohibited acts includes, but is not limited to, graphic, verbal, or written means, prayer, or counseling. Now, why did that asshole, that police officer, did he have to follow that to the fucking letter? No. It was at his discretion still, because this was not something that was done outwardly. So he really was the thought police in that instance. Various individuals heralded the arrest. Dr. John Michael Leslie went on Twitter to declare, "No, you're in violation of the law if you repeatedly harass women going to a family planning clinic who might be asking for abortion advice." Praying in her head is the spin from her supporters. See, you're dealing, when you see shit outrageous like this, you got to remember, you got to have to, what's the expression they used to use? Consider the source. All right. Who is ruling over you? Some backwards, evil ass pieces of shit. All right. So you have to adjust accordingly. That's what we've always told. All right. However, it goes on to say, however, legally, that is itself a dangerous spin. She was not arrested for past conduct, but her current conduct, which was praying in her head. How the fuck can you defend this? Another post, but again, consider the source. However, legally, that is itself. All right, y'all read that, Salaki. Another poster objected that it's so obvious she's martyring herself in the glare of the public as a way of publicizing her beliefs. She knowingly went into that area to get arrested. You must think we're all crackers. Okay. Indeed, though crackers does not quite capture the free speech crisis in the UK, this is not the first thought crime prosecuted in the country. Last year, Nicholas Brock, 52, was convicted of a thought crime, and listening while they're mating this and linking this. Pay attention to this. This is what these... Last year, Nicholas Brock, 52, was convicted of a thought crime in Maidenhead, Berkshire. The neo-Nazi was given a 4-year sentence for what the court called his toxic ideology. So this compares to her praying in her head because she's at an abortion clinic. Based on the contents of the home he shared with his mother in Maidenhead, Berkshire, while most of us find Brock's views repellent and hateful, they were confined to his head and his room. Yet, Judge Peter Lauder, QC, dismissed free speech or free thought concerns with a truly Orwellian statement. All right, I do sentence you for your political views, but the extremity of those views informs the assessment of dangerousness. See where this is going? It all goes back to those people. All right, like that quote from Voltaire. All right, you know who's ruling over you, all right, by who you're not able to speak about, all right, paraphrasing, all right, or criticize anything, all right, you know. So this is all going back, this is how they tied that in, all right. Lauder lambasted Brock for holding Nazi and other hateful values. It is clear that you are a right-wing extremist. Your enthusiasm for this repulsive and toxic ideology is demonstrated by the graphic and racist iconography which you have studied and appear to share with others. Again, they're warming up in order to come after us. All right. Even though Lauder agreed that the defendant was older, had limited mobility, and there was no evidence of disseminating to others, he still sent him to prison for holding extremist views. After the sentencing, Detective Chief Superintendent Kath Barnes, head of counterterrorism policing Southeast, warned others that Brock was going to prison because he showed a clear right-wing ideology with the evidence seized from his possessions during the investigation. All right, this is what we're up against now. Playtime has been over. All right. Toxic ideology also appears to be the target in Ireland. All right. Scrolling down. Oh, let me finish reading this because this ties into this January 6th bullshit. Toxic ideology, and this is what they were trying to establish, also appears to be the target in Ireland with the recently proposed criminal justice incitement to violence by hatred and hate offenses. See, this is how they're trying to get Trump. 14th Amendment. All right. They're trying to get it so that he can't run and hold public office again. All right. This was all staged. It would criminalize the possession of material deemed hateful. All right. The law is a free speech nightmare, making possession of harmful material a crime, as well as condoning, denying, or grossly trivializing genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and crimes against peace. Again, going back to those people, because they can sense people have caught on to their bullshit and their lies, and they want to make sure that they're protected and covered. It expressly, continuing on, it expressly states the intent to combat forms and expressions of racism and xenophobia by means of criminal law. Amalek, Amalek, can you say Amalek? Fingerprints are all over this. All right. It says a man was convicted for sending a tweet while drunk referring to dead soldiers. Another was arrested for an anti-police t-shirt. Another was arrested for calling the Irish boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend a leprechaun. Damn. Yet another was arrested for singing Kung Fu Fighting. A teenager was arrested for protesting outside of a Scientology center with a sign calling the religion a cult. Get a load of that. Wow. See? Doesn't sound so silly now, does it? What we've been saying out there on the highways and byways. Wow. Told you. And it goes on to say, in conclusion, the United Kingdom is an example of the slippery slope of speech criminalization that inevitably took them to thought crimes, even criminal prayers. These cases should be a wake-up for all who value free speech. If such prosecutions stand, free speech literally does not have a prayer in the Western world. Told you continually, week after week, month after month, year after year, this shit was going to happen. But you look at videos like this and you think it's entertainment. But again, this is what we're doing. This is Ezekiel. Whoops. Third chapter. Let's skip on down to heading a watchman for Israel. This is what we're doing. 17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Not from us. This is from on high. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. See, we are required. That is a commandment. All right. To warn you. Hey, pay attention to things and that requires, of course, discernment, but still, those things that the average Joe here ain't gonna even try to pay attention to, because he's all, he's a Babylonian, he's of and in this world. All right. Learn to investigate. It's that simple, but everybody doesn't have those skills. That's why I said about discernment. There's certain things you have to pray over. Ask for your wisdom, all right, to be increased. Your patience also, because that's another thing with our people. They have the attention span of a gnat, all right? But all their attention that they do have goes to TikTok and what's these other sites, World Star Hip Hop and all this other shit, Instagram, Twitter, telling all their business to everybody, people they don't know, dumb shit. All right, so with this, that's kind of scary. Arrested for your thoughts, man. God dang. You talking about some dystopia. Hey, so with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.